Alright, this is a video response to somebody is asking me questions about my training that I'm offering. So, I'm going to answer the questions. He asked some very good questions. As some of you may know, I put out a video called Becoming a Sifu. And basically what's required, learning combat techniques with me directly. Put out that video. And he's referring to that video right now, asking some questions, and he's basically saying that he's interested in what I'm doing, and a lot of his friends practice, mostly interested in martial arts, for mixed martial arts and cage fighting, but he likes what I'm doing because it's something different, for love of it and for as a hobby and self-defense. And that's basically what I want to do. Is I want to give another option, to people out there, other than just the cage fighting and the tournament fighting. I want to strive for something different, more of a self-development and to better yourself as a human being. And really, if you look into Tao of Jeet Kune Do and you look into Bruce Lee's philosophies, I'm kind of heading towards that as well, and I'm highly inspired by his teachings. But at the same time, I've been learning from Bruce Lee's teachers, his masters, Lao Tzu and the Tao and Eastern philosophy in general, Zen. Those are really my masters, and Bruce Lee introduced me to them. So my way is going to be very similar to the way of Jeet Kune Do. The Tao of Jeet Kune Do is just mine's the Tao of Freddie's modern Kung Fu. And it's my own expression. Bruce Lee had his own expression. This is my expression. But really, it has been deeply inspired by Bruce Lee. And I want to show something different, something that doesn't have to do anything with hurting people, in tournaments or in a cage and stuff like that. So I appreciate you are contacting me and showing that you have interest. And it's nice to be able to connect with somebody that sees something beyond just the fighting, beyond just the cage fighting, beyond the competition, beyond the having to hurt somebody to show that you're talented. It's nice to connect with people like that, and I'm thankful that after putting out this video I've already gotten some good responses. I'm really thankful for that. Alright, this person said that he has a shoulder injury and he's going to take some time to recover, maybe a month or maybe even 4 to 6 months to fully recover. And he wants to know if you could send me the fitness video after that. Of course you can. However long it takes. Some people might take a couple of years to meet the fitness requirements, which is fine. Some people may be able to meet it in less than a year, which is fine. But just take however long you need to take to meet the fitness requirements. It's very important for you to meet those fitness requirements, because it shows me that you have that discipline required to take the techniques to a high level of what I'm looking for. So yeah, take as long as you need. And as far as like reading books on Bruce Lee and John Little and other people, to train your mind, that's great. Continue to do that. What I suggest for the shoulder injury is that your shoulder might be injured, but that doesn't mean that you can't train. You can still train physically. You can still work your legs, for example. You could hold a horse stance. You could do a bunch of different stances to build a solid foundation of leg strength. You could do squats. You could do lunges. You could do calf raises. There's a lot you can still do. Maybe you could still do sit-ups without having it hurt your shoulders. So don't allow the shoulder to take you away from all types of physical activity. Just work around it. You might, if you could jog, then that's fine. If you can't, then maybe you could power walk. There's a lot of different ways you could, even if your shoulder's messed up, maybe you could just start training your forearms by squeezing one of those grips, or work on your forearm muscles with the dumbbell. Just basically, it's also what you could do. With a great thing you could do, if you have any type of injury, is just stretch a lot. Maybe you could stretch a lot, stretch your legs a lot to prepare yourself to do the splits and other types of stretches. So don't be limited by the shoulder, just work around it. That's what I suggest. Alright, and he's asking me if it's okay if he continues to spar in tournaments. What I say, my rule is I don't want you to enter any tournaments. So you could, before you come train with me, you could spar in these tournaments as much as you want to get out of your system. But once you decide to come over here and you become like officially a disciple of mine, and you're gonna be training to be a Sifu, I want you to give up all those sparring tournaments. I'm not saying give up sparring. I want you to continue to spar. Sparring is very important, but I don't want you to enter tournaments. I want you to basically spar with people privately to better yourself and to help better the person you're sparring with based on your own regulations, your own rules. There's no pressure from the outside pushing you to fight harder, to last longer, or to place yourselves in danger. I can encourage you to spar with as many people as you can, but not in a tournament, but in privately, to better yourselves, to better your technique, to experiment. But as far as sparring tournaments, I want you to give that up. By the time you start training with me, I want you to have that out of your system. Give it up completely. If it's not out of your system, then just keep training on your own and practicing what you're practicing. And enjoy the tournaments as much as you want, however long it lasts, and then when you're done, then you can come to me. But if you still have that deep desire to enter tournaments, then don't train under me right now. You're not ready. But if you don't mind letting those tournaments go, then that's when you have the right mentality to train with me. As far as the cost is concerned, it's already was described in my other video, but to quickly state it, there will be no out-of-pocket costs coming from you. The only cost that it might take is for you to get over here. So no matter if you're taking the train here, you're flying here, you're driving here or whatnot, that is going to have to be taken care of you. But once you get here, there will be no costs. The way that you will give back is by helping with providing assistance in running the restaurant that's going to be established. But there will be no costs coming out of you out of pocket for the training or for the living arrangements or any of that. So next question is, how will we be able to contact each other regarding sharing ideas and techniques? Alright, as far as the techniques, you're going to have to be face to face with me. That's the only way that I teach techniques. So combat techniques is face to face. Fitness lessons are all up on YouTube. Spiritual, mental training is all up on YouTube. So that's going to be sharing videos. As far as you sharing your ideas with me, you're going to have to basically keep like communicating with me. You could make a little journal, expressing, things that you discover, things that you learn, and just basically get me to know, your progress mentally and spiritually. And mainly that's going to be by email. I just don't really have the time to really talk to people over the phone too often but mainly it'll be through email. If you don't feel comfortable sending the email, that's fine. Keep it to yourself, and then, we could talk maybe periodically, and just basically put down, the books that you read, for example. You could just mark down the books that you read. That's sufficient right now. And then when I talk to you, then I could speak to you further about what you actually learned from the books or the videos and stuff like that. When you attain the title of Sifu, you will be allowed to definitely recruit people to train, under you. But as we train together, you have to have a very deep understanding of finding the right people, or accepting the right people. Not necessarily finding, but accepting the right people for this art, this expression of this art. You have to be very careful in who you select to train, and they have to have the right mindset. But yes, you definitely will be able to train in your area. As far as, the money compensation, all that, that's going to be discussed later on. That's something we'll do face to face. But yeah, definitely, the whole point is to train you to be Sifu, so then you could help other people progress how it helped you as well. But I thank you for taking the time to send me the message. You really asked some really good questions, and hopefully, with this video, it will answer some of the questions for other people as well. Take care.